Hey, who come up with this once saved, always saved? Well, it was John Calvin, and it was from the five pillars of what comes to be called as Calvinism. He preached that once you're saved, you can never lose your salvation. It's also called the impossibility of apostasy. Uh, he claimed that you become a Christian and therefore you can't lose your sin. There's nothing you can do. You can murder, you can kill, you can still do whatever sin you want to do, but you're not going to go to hell because you've been saved. Well, that's false. First of all, Jesus will never leave you or forsake you. He will not take salvation from you, but you can turn your back on the Lord and you cannot enter, sin cannot enter heaven. And you turn your back on the Lord, and you lose your faith in him and you quit following him, you're going to hell. That's why it says in the end times, many will come to me and say, did I not perform miracles in your name? Did I not preach in your name? Did I not witness in your name? And he'll say, depart from me, for I never knew you. Why? He said, never knew him. Because they turned their back on him. You know, he knows everybody, don't get me wrong, but he never knew them as a personal relationship. Even though they were saved, they didn't continue on with that relationship. Be like you having a wife, but yet neglecting your wife. You see what I'm saying? You're not putting into that relationship. And a lot of people who believe in the once saved, always saved doctrine says, they get this from Jesus, who says, my sheep know my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, nor shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. Now, if you notice, there's a condition to this. It says, those follow me. So you have to follow the Lord. Even though you know his voice, you still have to follow him. Okay, you can't just not follow him and go back and doing your old thing just because you're saved. You think you can go back and live a sinful life willfully. No, you can't. You have to follow him. Do exactly what he does. He's the leader. You're the follower. You follow every lead that he leads you to, and you do everything he tells you to do. You know, Jesus had a parable of the branches. He says, it says, Jesus said, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. He also said, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire. That's John 15:6, and the other one was John 15:2. In Hebrews 26 and 27, 10, 26, 27, it says, if we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sin is left, but only a fearful expectation of judgment and raging fire that will be consumed, the enemies of God. In Revelation 3:5, it says, he who overcomes shall not have his name taken out of the book of life. Go to part 2.